You sound like you were on a plane, but not inside the plane, like outside the plane. Like you were hanging on the wing and then you called in as the plane was taking off. You got that Getro mobile. Right, every time, man. CJ, come on. Fix it, bro. Fix it. You let me down here, man. You embarrassing me in front of my friends. You're embarrassing me in front of the chat.
My bad, man. I didn't mean to do it in front of the cool kids. I got a call.
Oh, okay, what's going on, brother?
Right when I logged in. Damn. My bad. I got an update for my friend that was in that triple situation thingy.
Right. Okay. What happened?
So he was asking me for advice. He's like, I feel like I need to explain myself to her again, and like, because she was drunk, and like, I feel like I think it'd just be better like if I like talk to her and just like, like I don't know if it'll go well or not. I just want to like say my piece. And I was like, dog, you don't need to do that, buddy.
Right.
You've already got in your answer. And he was like, no, like I just think it's just like, I was like, bro, no, it ain't gonna work, chief.
Wait,
And
I'm
so
confused. I thought, is this the same friend who was trying to determine if he should talk to the same girl that his homeboy claimed he had dibs
yeah,
on?
uh-huh.
Okay, so what is this whole thing
So
about saying his piece? I'm confused.
yeah, he felt like he didn't get his point across as well as he wanted to.
Okay.
Not that like what he would say would like change her answer, but more so in the sense like he was like he kind of wanted to just be like, yo, it's whatever, it's cool. Like I just wanted to tell you how I felt, like no pressure or nothing. Just
Wait,
I
I
just
don't
wanted to throw
remember.
it out there.
I don't remember her giving him an answer for anything. I don't remember that at all.
Um, because he had said it, but like she kind of brushed it off. Because she had said, oh, I'm not really ready for anything right now. Like I'm getting over like my ex or whatever.
Okay, got you.
Still dealing with that trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he ended up talking to the guy and brought it up to him, which I didn't really advise, but I was like, okay, whatever. And so the guy, he asked him how he felt about it, if he like wanted to pursue something with her. And then the guy said, yeah, it's fine, whatever, like, do whatever you want to do, like, go ahead, go for it, try. And then the next day, came up to him and was like, actually, bro, we kind of got a thing going on, and I don't want you to, like, get, like, let down or disappointed, but, like, you still can if you want to, because we're not official, but we are, like, kind of hanging out and stuff. They're not doing anything, but, like, they're getting to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just think, myself personally, I just think that's a really, like, slimy situation. He told him to go for her, even though he was already messing with her.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not official, but, like, he still was like, go for it. So, I told him to walk away, and he's still, like, kind of, he doesn't know what to do, but I just told him, like, you got your advice, you gotta move on. You got your answer, buddy.
Right. Right.
But yeah, that's just the update for that. I just thought that was really interesting that the friend was being slimy in the background.
Why do you think? Why do you call it slimy?
I don't know why you would tell him to go for it if you know you're already messing with her.
I mean, he's probably not taking it seriously.
But it's, and that's even weirder because it's like, then why don't you do something about it? Like, if you like her so much, then do something about it.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm saying, like, if she doesn't take him seriously, I mean, there's nothing, like, really he can do, but, like, he seems somewhat indifferent to it.
No, I'm saying he probably is not taking her seriously.
Mm, I don't know. He ain't got nothing else going on no more.
What do you mean?
That's his only prospect right now.
Which one? I'm like, which one are you talking about?
The not my friend, the other guy.
Okay. How do you know that?
That she's messing with.
How do you know this is only prospect?
Because I've had conversations with him, and then they have conversations together.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, yeah, man. People are weird sometimes. I mean, but like I said, the initial time you brought this up, like the goofy shit is just them not having anyone else to talk to, and them fixating on this woman that they work with because they have no other options. Like that's if you were going to advise him, like get to the core of the issue. That's the core of the issue. It's not that this woman is so special. It is that she's the only one you seemingly have access to. So she automatically is pedestalized in your mind. So the solution would be to just meet more people instead of making your work life everything, right? Only social connections are the people you work with. That's a very vulnerable position to be in. So, mm-mm.
Yeah, that's basically what I told him. I was like, you kind of gotta put yourself out there. That way, I could like tell him that without being like, you have no options. It was more like you gotta put yourself out there. Maybe start dressing a little bit better, taking care of yourself some more. Maybe hitting the gym, but like put some effort into yourself because he's not one of those kind of dudes. So
But it's
that's
not.
like the only way I felt like I could steer him in the right direction.
It's not surprising why he's failing miserably. Then
Yeah,
that's. I mean, that's
outside of
the
the
average.
situation.
That's the average guy these days. That's why I tell men, it's like, dude, the bar is so low. The bar is so low. Because the average guy ain't doing any of that. He not hitting the gym. He's not on his purpose. He's not putting any effort into up leveling his social skills or dialing in his style. It's like, so of course you're gonna run laps around him. Or guys who just do a little bit of work run laps around the average guy these days. So yeah, he might have to do something, but just professing his love to a coworker is not the way.
Yeah. I told him. I tried to get more specific with him too. I was like, the way you did it too was not the way to go about
Right.
it.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, looking back, that probably wasn't a good idea. So he's at least like conscious of it. He's a good guy. He just needs a little push in the right direction.
I need more than that, brother. It's gonna need more than that. A little nudge in the right direction. How old is he?
25, 26.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna need a little bit more than that. Okay, he's about to get to the age where the shit calcifies, and it's just him now. So yeah, hopefully he'll get it right. But a lot of these guys, they just tend to keep doing the same thing with different women, and then ultimately say, "I give up." They won't change anything about their approach. They won't change anything about their strategy. They'll just change the woman that they deploy the strategy to. And then when it fails over and over and over again, they think that the women are broken. And they just throw their hands up and be like, I can't, I'm tired of these games. It's like it's not games, bro. It's just you haven't adapted. You gotta adapt. Look at what reality is signaling back to you. Look at the message that reality is giving you. You gotta adapt to it. A lot of people don't understand. They try to bend the world to their will, and it's like it's unlikely to happen.
Yeah, I think we both know another individual that's just like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I get people like that, man or woman, you know, my least favorite people to work with are hard headed people. So I would just I'll turn them away. As soon as I sniff out that you're hard headed, you're not open to reason, it's like, I'm good on you. I'm good on you. You come to me, you know everything. Why do you need me then? If you know everything, why are you here? All right.
Hard headed.
Why are you here? You know
That's
everything.
what my mom would say.
Because if you knew
Hard head
everything,
ass.
you would be getting a different result, and you're not getting it. So obviously, it's something you don't know. But when that goes against your self concept and how you see yourself, you want to fight on it. So it's like you just gotta let people fail their way through the process. But it is what it is.
All right, but you would say like that's just like the best like starting advice for a guy like that is to just like start putting into like more effort into those kind of things.
Um,
Uh,
yes, I mean he has to understand this stuff from like a first principle perspective. So he needs to understand that first and foremost, like why is he even going after this woman to begin with? He needs to understand that he's in scarcity, right?
mm-hmm.
So that's the first thing. And I would say beyond that, he would need to know like how he actually comes across. I do a lot of time explaining the why behind things with clients, right? So I'm like, you're doing this because of this. Because I'm not telling them what to do. I'm like, here's the mechanism underneath that, so you can understand the principle that I'm pointing you toward. So you can start to understand for yourself what to do, and you won't need someone like me, because you just understand how the game works, right? So the biggest issue for your guys is probably his mindset,
Mm.
because it sounds like he's talking to
Yeah.
you about it, but it doesn't sound like he's really asking you for your advice. It sounds like he's just talking to you about the situation, but he's not really interested in what your advice is.
I think he took in a little bit of it since now I think after we had the conversation that I think now he really gets it that it's like raps, and so I was just trying to give him like the general life advice, and like he was telling me something like he's like, yeah, I'm tired of being the guy that doesn't stand up for himself, or I just take whatever's given to me, like I want to like speak up for myself and like all sorts. He's like similar things like that. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's like some part of it's clicking.
Possibly, a seed might have been planted, or you just caught him in a state of dysregulation, and he's just venting. So, what would be the actual signal is change behavior. If behavior doesn't change, you didn't learn anything. You know somebody learned when they change their behavior.
I'm gonna have to have him give me little updates then,
Right.
or I might just shoot him the link to the coaching.
Right. Either or works. Either or works. But yeah, if he don't show up like dressing better, if he's not hitting the gym, if he's not talking to other people, then it sounds like he didn't learn anything. It sounds like he just had an emotional moment.
Mm. I hope he takes it in. I think he's smart enough to take it in.
Mm-hmm.
But whether or not he embodies it is another. Okay, I'll try to get him to consider maybe a one-on-one coaching session. Link in bio.
Right. Type shit. Absolutely. All right, brother.
All right, I'm actually gonna go hang out with him right now, so I'm gonna try to plant some more seeds.
There you go. Let me know how it goes.
All right, man.
All right, bro. Be easy. All right. Let me see here. Who do we got? Who do we got? Who do we got? All right. Again, people, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you can request up and I will solve your issue. Alternatively, you could drop your question in the chat. Just be advised that callers get first priority, all right? Callers get first priority. Let me see. Uh-oh. Did Betty make a mistake and request again? Betty did. All right, Betty. Remember what happened last time? You was up here freaking out. Oh no! What do I do? You better watch that thumb, Betty. Hmm? Watch where you tapping. All right, people. What kind of questions do we have? Betty up for a bucket, right? And Dan, I didn't even know you were here. Didn't even know you were here. What questions do we have? Remember, people, I have to keep asking y'all for questions. I will end the live. So let's get some questions, or I will have to dip out. All right. Think people are dating to build real connection, just to avoid being alone? Yes, both. It just depends. Most people, I would say, think they're doing the former, but they're really doing the latter. They think they're doing the former, but they're really doing the latter, for sure. Let me see. All right, we can try this one. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hello.
Hello, good evening or good morning.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What can I do for you?
Just a quick question
Uh-huh.
that I have in my mind.
Okay.
Okay. There's a guy that I know him for a long time.
Uh-huh.
We become friends.
Okay.
And then the friendness change.
Uh-huh.
So when I'm close to him, he runs away.
Okay.
Okay. And then when I'm just putting distance, he come forward. So a month ago, he told me how he feels,
Okay.
but I haven't responded back. Okay.
Okay.
The reason why I haven't responded when we having conversation, he was talking about he was hurt in the relationship big time, and at the same time I've been hurt, but I heal.
Right.
For the last 14 years, was healing for me, and then working, doing my thing and all that. And at the same time, he does that as well. But he has trust issue. Like, there's no women around here. There's no good woman in here in UK, blah, blah. And it's like, you can't assume that one mistake don't over thinking that there is no any good woman there. You haven't met the right person, but don't put off in your mind there was no any love. Mm-hmm. So we talk about, as a friend, we've been friends, as I say. And I was saying at the same time as well, and it's like, I always had that attitude as well, but it's one of my mistakes makes me to grow strong. Sometimes our mistakes makes us or breaks us strong, or makes us strong, or breaks us or makes us strong.
Right.
And then, like I said, he told me his feelings, and since then he ghosted me. So I don't know. Do I need to approach him back, or do I need to put my distance again? Like, this is the last time that I have to, continuing giving him more chances, like, and apologizely, and then he will take me out for coffee, and we'll have a conversation, normal conversation, like friend, and then disappear again, and come back again, disappear again, and to be honest, I'm fed up of it, but I'm really, really reserved to a person. I deserve love.
Right.
But my experience makes me to be very vulnerable and very, how do I say it? I have issue trust wisely means, but sometimes I've been singing for the last 14 years.
You've been single for the last 14 years?
Yes.
Okay. How long did you date this guy?
It's not a day. I know him probably 17 years as a friend. Mm-hmm. And then we've been seeing each other on and off for a year.
Okay.
But there was no any formal, or you're my girlfriend or you are my boyfriend. There was no any suggesting that both sides.
How did y'all start the romantic connection?
From day one, we used to have that, but it was I think it was not the destiny.
Okay.
And he got married, and then I got married, and I divorced before him, and then he divorced a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Maybe 2 years since he's been divorced, and I've been divorced for the last 14 years.
Okay.
So, but the relationship continues after our divorce.
Did you date anyone within that 14-year span?
No.
Why not?
Why not? So the reason why I have not dating, I have 2 kids. I'm a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
So when I broke up with my partner, my kids were hurt in the middle. So I promised to them, to myself, that until they grown up, I would bring someone in their life.
Mm-hmm.
So I done that. My daughter, she's 23, and my son, he's nearly 17. So they haven't seen a man in my house except me. I'm the provider, I'm the mom, I'm everything.
Mm-hmm.
But they're grown up now. And they keep even asking me, Mom, you need a husband, you need to go out, date out there, and things like that. But I work like crazy hours. Mm-hmm. So there was no me time to go, and this is like to boost myself out there in the world. Mm-hmm. But as my friend, that he's in and out in my life as a friend, and we start flirting, and then we start, going out for drinks, things like that. But there was no any official relationship. But he was seeing someone as well. He was like trying to, meet people as well. He's telling me, I was like, go for it, go ahead. You deserve to be happy. But I was not saying that me and you, we should be together kind of thing. I was telling him that that's fine. Just choose the right person that who goes to you, to personality with your package. At the same time, I have a package as well. So I have to be in field and with my circumstance. Mm-hmm. Because both of us, we are single parent. So I was like even giving him advice, not being like me and you, we should, try. I haven't decided. I haven't put that out there with him. But now I know how he feels.
Okay. Real quick, you said that he was talking about dating other women while he was dating you?
That's what I'm saying. Me and you, we were not dating. We're just flirting. We're just like open relationship, like I would say, the open relationship, without any complicated, without any boundaries.
When I say dating, I mean going on dates.
Yeah, we just meet up. Like, let's say it's tomorrow's like, are you ready let's go out for a drink? And I say, okay.
Okay.
We go out for a drink. We will have love without like no sexual involved. No okay. Sexual, no nothing. Probably we might have kids. That's it.
Yeah, so you're dating then. Okay. So, when you said he told you how you felt, what did he say?
He says he's in love with me.
Okay. And then after he told you that, what was your response to that?
Nothing.
Nothing? You didn't say anything?
Was like, because I was like, oh.
You screamed? Is that was your response? Ah.
No, nothing. Literally no sound, no nothing. I was just literally quiet.
Why do you think you said nothing?
Like I say, I know this man as a friend, but he doesn't believe there is love out there, and he's telling me that he loves me. That for me was like two kind of thing. Are you saying it in the moment? Is he mean it? Does he say it from his heart? Does he have that feeling for me? Like, there's a lot of things that cross my mind, but I haven't questioned it. I was like, it's better to keep quiet than questioning. But after that, there was like, okay, maybe we sit down, we have a coffee or drink, something like that. We will discuss. And I'm a very a person that who sit down and talk. Like, I love that. That's my personality. I love to talk, and then it's like I will understand him the more what he said is real or not.
Okay.
But I didn't get that chance to talk to him. He just ghosted me.
Right.
So what do I do?
Hold
That's
on.
the question.
We're getting to it. So how long were you married?
To be honest, I married to my partner nearly 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Within 2 years, when I was pregnant, he cheated on me. I find out he cheated on him, but I haven't given him a second chance, and that's it.
So he cheated on you, and then you just left. You divorced him.
I found out he was cheating on me. I found out on myself. Not even anyone else told me.
Right.
So I couldn't go through like me trusting him. That trust is broken. That's it. I'm a faithful person. If I'm in with you, I'm in with you. There was no left and right.
Okay.
But if you are with me as well, it has to be that boundary. But I could forgive him. I could continue life, but I would be lying to myself. Like every time he's on the phone, every time he's late, every time he's going out, that would be, the worriness who is with, why he stayed late, why he's not calling. That thought comes on my mind, and I wouldn't live like that, with worries and all that. Once the trust is broken.
Okay.
So I didn't give him a second chance. Like he tried, but I was like, that's it. Once you done it, there's no going back.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then instead of being single, I was like, I was healing. That's what I call it, as healing, and then just raising my kids.
Now, you said with this current guy that he leans in and then leans out of the connection. How is that happening?
Let's say we are on friend and social media. If I post something, if I go out for dinner, or if I'm going out for dinner, if I wear something, he'd compliment. And then he will start talking, we will start talking, and then he will like, oh, let me, it's like, this is not nice. You ghost me one day, you are in and talking to me, and then you are like on and off, what's going on? Are you okay? As a friend, I was like, hi, babe, how are you? It would be nice. But you see some picture or some random thing that I post, that he was the first person that he will come and, talk to me in a private message. And then it was like, this is not nice, how you treating your friend. I was like, oh, I apologize. Let me go out. Let's go out somewhere. Let's have a drink. Let's have a chat. And then we start that conversation. Then we continue. We start, communicating for 2 weeks, like 3 weeks. And then suddenly one of his off days, we go out for drinks. And he would come and pick me up, or I would meet him some halfway. And then we'll have conversation and talk about it. And then I'll come home. And then you have that relationship. We will have conversation over message. It's like, he'll send me some funny things, and I will laugh, and he would laugh. It's just pure friendship. But true, there is something in the middle. But one of us, we have no facing up, I think. And because I know how much he's been hurt with his past relationship, and he opened up and he discussed with me, and then in a way, I was a counselor, like, for him. Like, when he was going through, he was drinking so much alcohol. I was helping him. I was, guiding him.
Okay, hold on. We're getting too in the weeds. Well, how is he leaning in and leaning out of the connection?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know why he's doing that.
No, I'm asking you, how is that manifesting? Like, what is he doing that is leaning in and leaning out?
With me?
Yes.
I actually don't know. It's the minute that he's in and then he's out.
No, what is it like? Okay, I'll give you an example. Leaning in would be calling you. Leaning out would be not answering your phone calls. So specifically, what is he doing that you're perceiving as him leaning into the connection and leaning out of the connection?
So when he's leaning in, it was like he will communicate throughout. Right? He will communicate, we will go out to dinner and things like that, and then he will disappear without even no communication.
For how long?
Months, 2 months.
Okay. So after y'all go out, he would disappear for a couple of months sometimes.
Yeah.
In that time, do you initiate contact with him?
No.
Okay. When's the last time he did that?
He did that was last month.
Last month?
Yeah.
And then how recently did he tell you that he loved you?
That was last month, the 21st of January, March. 21st of March, which is last month. Today's 21st, right? Today's 1 month.
Okay. So a month ago he told you he loved you.
Yeah, a month ago. So no communication, no saying, hi, how are you doing? Oh, I'm busy. Oh, nothing.
Okay. So is there anything specific that happens when he leans out? So when he does take that month or 2 month break, what typically occurs right before that happens?
Nothing. It's just normal communication. Either maybe we'll have a drink, or either just communicating like over the phone or text message. We will talk, and then.
Okay, so the question for you is, why do you even want this person?
I literally don't. It's like I said, I haven't dated out there. I haven't tried, but I haven't had that strong connection with anyone.
Right.
It seems like me and him, we have that, hate to love relationship. Like, let's say sometimes we like a brotherhood, like we will be friend.
Right.
Sometimes we will be like a partner.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Here's
like
the
I say,
thing.
if I have a date with different people, that I will have a different experience. So it's just for me. It's like maybe he's my comfort zone on a relationship world.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. So it's like you knew this person for you know this person for a long time. So outside of your marriage, you just default to the last person who you felt safe with.
Yeah.
And now you've made this connection into more than it really is. It's really just someone you feel safe with. This isn't necessarily like your future husband or anything like that. It's just sounds like you were hurt in your previous marriage, and you don't want to be hurt again, right? So you default to someone who you feel safe with. But that's not the solution. That's having a scarcity mindset. Right?
Yeah.
You have to go out and actually meet other people. Okay.
How?
I mean, you have to engage people. I always tell people to put themselves in static environments, right? So you want to put yourself in an environment where you see the same people over and over again. This is why it was easier to make romantic connections when you were in school, and why so many people want to date their coworkers. Because when you see the same people over and over again, it builds familiarity, and that familiarity can lead to open the door to attraction, which is precisely the reason why you're even considering this guy in the first place, because you're so familiar with him.
Okay.
Right? So a static environment is different from a dynamic environment. A dynamic environment is an environment you put yourself in where every time you go there, there's different people. So like a bar or a club or brunch, those are dynamic environments. Those are environments where every time you show up, there's new people there. That's not ideal. Best play is going to take a more community approach to dating, which is what we've always done throughout history for the most part. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So that's going to be the solution to this. I will leave this guy alone. He doesn't have the capacity to be in an actual relationship.
I think so.
Doesn't like his behavior, the way that he's showing up and just disappearing. That's what you're going to see more of if you decided to take this seriously.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. I think that's the right advice that you're giving me. I think I was thinking about what thinking of as like, what have I done? Have I done something? Did I say something? You ask question yourself. What is the issue that he was not committed? If he says one person, if you have that attention with that person, I have done something? Or did I not respond because the reason I haven't responded? It's just a question that comes in your mind. Is it like to be, I feel like, am I guilty on this situation kind of thing? But like you said, he's not an inconsistent person.
Right. He's inconsistent, but he's inconsistent due to he has some degree of attachment issues. So when he feels there's some degree of a threat or someone's getting too close to him, he runs because he associates that with pain. So that's going to be the consistent pattern that you pick up with this kind of guy. You didn't do yourself any favors by not responding to him saying he loved you, though. Right? So he definitely went home and threw his phone against the wall and put his pillow over his face and then cried his eyes out. But,
I hope not.
But
don't make me feel guilty. Even though I have felt it.
Right.
I was like, sugar, what do I do? What do I say when I do? I was like biting my tongue. But I have to say it true though. I can't, because if someone say that I love you or have a feeling for you, I have to feel it, because it doesn't matter how much that person you want has that feeling. I have to feel that to say it back. Because I wouldn't say it to please that person, Right. That connection I have to have that connection in myself as well before I even say it.
Right.
So I'm that kind of person as well. I wouldn't say it because that person said that to me,
Right.
But yeah, thank you so much. You did open my eyes right now. To be honest, I was feeling so bad.
Yeah, I'm glad to give you some peace of mind there, love. But yeah, that's not on you. You're just dealing with someone who has their own internal battles that they're fighting. So go move on to greener pastures, all right?
Yeah, trust me, this dating side, this dating world, I'm telling you, it's just a crazy thing. Right. I think I better close my eyes and hide my feeling in the last 14 days what I did and just live my life.
Right. Right.
This is crazy out there.
No, you deserve connection, so put yourself out there. Take the risk, okay? Just not with this individual. All right?
Yeah. Okay, I will do that. Thank you so much.
All right, love. You take care.
All right, thank you. Have a lovely evening. Bye.
You too. All right, people. If you want your 1 hour coaching call, you hit this button right here. It's at the bottom of the screen with the arrow inside the dialog box. Shoot me over a message. I'll ask you about your issue, and if I can help, I'll send you the link to book your call. It comes with 2 weeks of DM support, so you can talk to me for 2 weeks to help you implement what we discussed and ask additional questions. Was she pressure? Had a feeling Shorty was pressure. So she would have no issues getting out there on the dating market. No problems. You know what she sounded like? She sounded like Ariana. Her and Ariana had like a very similar voice when she first started talking. I know you hear Ariana, but you weren't here when she first joined, so I was like, did Ariana just have, is this a spam account? She's from your country? Okay, that makes sense. Y'all just all got the same throat. In your country? Y'all just all got the same throat. I was truly surprised, no reason to deal with that. Right. Pierre's back. Let's see what Pierre got going on. See what my guy.
That was an accident, but
it was an accident?
Yeah, but you know.
You ain't got an update for me, man?
I mean, I don't know if you're gonna like it,
but you don't think I'm gonna like it?
I don't know, but
let's hear it.
I've been thinking about this girl the whole day at work today. Like, she hasn't even reached out. I don't know what to do, but yeah.
Hold on, I didn't catch what you said. She didn't reach out.
She never reached out. I haven't, and I can't stop thinking about her. I don't know. Yeah.
So how many days has it been?
3 days.
2?
No, 3
3 days. Oof.
Yeah.
What was the last thing you said to her?
I was at work, but yeah.
The last thing she did was like heart one of your messages, right?
So I texted her and then she liked my message, and then I texted her again. She never responded to that yet.
What was the last thing you said to her?
So what I said to her was, I think I had to tell her, because we were supposed to go on a date on Saturday, but I had too much to do. Like, I had work, and so I had to tell her I couldn't do that. I didn't mean to cancel that, but I had to take care of some things, and maybe, and also I give you some space, and we talk soon. That's what I told her. That was my last text to her.
Say that one more time. Say your last text one more time. I didn't catch it.
I told her that I won't be able to go to where we were supposed to go on Saturday. This is after there's like a little, when she kind of like stood me up and apologized. So I said that. I said I wouldn't. I was low key busy. I wasn't supposed to even play that day. But then all that happened, so I texted her that I didn't mean to, to cancel on you, but I don't also know, just let you know that what we were supposed to go tonight, we won't be able to do that because of 1, 2, 3.
You're confusing me, Pierre. Y'all were supposed to have a date tonight?
Not tonight, last Saturday.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is my last text to her was that I had to let her know that we wouldn't be able to go out. That was my last text to her.
Okay. Was that true?
Yes. It was true. We had a plan to go out, but then all that happened, and yeah.
When you say all that happened, what are you referring to?
What I told you last time I called. Remember, I said because we had the 2 plans this past week. Like, we had to go out on Thursday and on Saturday, right? And then on Thursday we couldn't because she said she was sick. Remember, I told you that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went MIA for like 5 hours, and then she texted me back saying she was sick. So then after that, I just realized that actually I shouldn't even have planned for one of those dates because I was busy. I have a project I'm working on. It has to be done actually tomorrow. So I told her that maybe I wouldn't be able to do that, and I don't know, maybe she got. That's actually the last thing I told her, and then I say I'm also going to give you some space, and then because she already was taking having her space.
Why did you say you were gonna give her some space?
Because she already was distancing herself. So I told her, seems like you want some space, so we're gonna reschedule for another day. But in the meantime, just I will give you some space, but I will call you. I will talk to you soon.
Okay.
That's what I did.
That whole space thing wasn't necessary.
I know. I think to be quite honest, the whole hair kind of not showing up when we had a planned thing, that's to me was disrespectful. So
what was disrespectful?
I mean, the fact that we had a plan on Tuesday, but then she didn't show up. She never texted until almost midnight for like a whole 5 hours. Then she told me she was sick.
Did you confirm that date with her?
Yes.
When?
She actually said she was coming.
She said when did you confirm?
This is like an hour prior to that happening.
An hour prior to the date?
Yes.
Wait, so you confirmed with her an hour before the date and she said she was coming?
Yes.
And she didn't show up?
And then she didn't show up.
Oh,
next.
No, next her. Next her immediately.
So that's what happened.
No, don't block her, but delete the contact. You don't speak to her ever again.
Yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, all right, so this girl is, I'm like, okay. And then she came like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I got allergies, she got.
Nah, bullshit. I didn't catch that the first time you told me. I didn't catch it was that she confirmed the hour before the date. Nah. No. For a sneeze? I guess I won't show up. Allergies.
She said she had bad allergies.
Allergies.
Yeah,
so allergies made her thumbs not work? She couldn't send a text?
No, she said she got night cold. You know that thing people take to get sleep?
Nope.
So she got knocked out. That's what she told me.
That's no, absolutely not. People know how NyQuil works.
Nah, she said
you don't take NyQuil and then surprise you get sleepy. No.
And then she said, and then she did not, and then before she went to sleep, she asked me what time are we going. I told her, and then that was it. And then she was gone. And then I dressed up. I was ready. I was actually waking. I drove. I was so excited.
Right.
I came and then she never showed up. And then she texted me like almost midnight. And to apologize.
Mm-hmm.
So I just didn't know what to tell her. I texted her back the next morning. I say, all right, I understand whatever.
Nah, brother. When stuff like that happens, you never talk to them again.
Yeah. So no, I only talked to her because she apologized.
It doesn't matter if she apologized. Literally, it doesn't matter. If somebody spits in your face and they're like, "I'm sorry," I'm like, "You still spit on me." No. Yeah. I'm good. That's what she did. She spit on you. Like, what do you mean we agree to go somewhere an hour before?
Yes.
And then you just don't show up. And then midnight. Like, what time are y'all supposed to be there?
We were supposed to be there like 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
6:30 actually. 6:30.
So 6:30, and then at midnight.
Yeah, she texted me at 11:23 p.m.
Nope. Nah. Shorty got some nerve. I would never talk to her again.
So when she said that, I'm like, all right. I was like, this girl is playing with me. That's when I realized that she was playing with me, and then I was like, okay. I just went to sleep. I never texted her back again, and then I actually texted her back only because she said sorry. She said she was truly sorry. That's what she said. She sent 2 texts with a long explanations. Like I'm very sorry.
Nah.
And so I'm like, okay.
Nope.
Honestly, I didn't know what was going on, but now that I know what happened, it's okay. I accept your apology. That's all I said. And I said, get better, and that's it.
Right.
And then after that, I just kind of felt bad that we had a plan, and I would not go without telling her. So I said, we won't be able to do the Saturday thing because I'll be taking care of some stuff. So I felt the need to kind of tell her that. That's what the only text I did to her.
Nah. It's just don't never say anything. I don't care if she texts you now. Like, I don't care. Say, hey, what's up, Pierre? How you doing? Never talk to her again.
Okay. But I think I like her though, but I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, Pierre. Like last time, I told you didn't know her, so you can't say you like her. You don't know her yet. And guess what? You just found out how disrespectful she is.
Yeah, she.
So guess what? Now you know a little bit more. Hold on. Now you know a little bit more about her. You like someone who would disrespect you like that?
But she said sorry though. That's the
Pierre,
only reason
I'm about to jump through this phone. I'm about to jump through this phone. What do you mean? What do you mean? No. I don't care about the sorry. Sorry don't mean anything.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm very. I like to. No, I forgive her, but I wouldn't consider. But I know for a fact that I really like her, but I have to try to move on.
You don't like her though. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand, Pierre. You do not like this woman because you don't know her, and you just found out something very important about her, which is that she is disrespectful. She doesn't have good character. The whole thing that you said you liked before was her character, and she just showed you what her character is like.
Yeah.
And you're still caught up in this fantasy. You have to take the totality of the person. You can't just be like, I'm going to ignore this thing but focus on all the other stuff that I experienced. No, you got to take in everything.
That is my issue. I think I tend to be more open-minded about people that I shouldn't even give the time and day, That's true.
Right. So, but here's the lesson though. Remember, because you were talking about how head over heels you were over her. I told you, you do not know this woman yet. It takes time to know people. So now you just got a up close vision of her character, what she's really like. So this is part of the whole thing that you said that you liked, right? So now it's like, okay, now that I've seen more of you, now we've gotten a little bit closer and I've seen more of you. Now I'm seeing like the dirty parts. And the dirty parts are really dirty. The bad parts are really bad. And no. There's so much built into this one. Like the little things tell you the big things. There's so much built into this little experience that I can tell you right now that Shorty ain't no good.
Right.
How old is she?
She's 27.
27.
We're like 10 years apart. She's a Gen Z,
Right. So she's 27. So she knows better. She knows better. She just didn't care. You weren't important enough for her to let you know that she wasn't coming out. That's all.
Yeah. So that's why honestly I had to not go on that date, which I already paid for a ticket. But I'm like, all right, that's cool. Right. We're not doing this one at least. So.
Right. It's all good, man. On to the next. But yeah, you gotta cut cleanly. For both men and women. When someone shows you something that like, remember I told y'all, man, y'all gotta know y'all non-negotiables. I'm not telling you people to cut people off for every little small thing, but there are certain things that are severe. And to agree to a date an hour before the date and then not show up, and then midnight say sorry, that's a non-negotiable, right? That's like, I'll never talk to you again. I would never talk to you again, right?
Yeah.
So
I didn't even know how to feel. I was like, this is disappointing,
Right.
And this is So that's what happened.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. Just keep it moving. Promise me if she reaches out, don't you entertain her anymore.
But the problem is, I don't know. The problem is, as we speak, there's someone who wants to give me the time and attention, but I'm not interested to her like that. I just don't know what to do. Every time I'm interested in somebody, it's like, if I'm like really interested, usually it doesn't end well. But if I'm less interested and they're more interested, and then it goes well, but and I don't want them like that. So this has been going on. I don't know what to do. And I don't want to just be with somebody for the sake of just being with them because they want me. I want to want them back too. So I
Right.
don't know.
So when you are interested in someone, you say they don't want you, and when they want you, you're not interested.
Yeah. So basically, people that I want, it, it's usually this way. But people that want me, I don't have like an emotional connection with them.
What is
Like
what are
as we speak, like right now, there's somebody that would want my
I hear
time,
I hear you. I hear you. You said
but I
that.
can't.
You said that. Okay. So what is the differences between the women who seem to want you and the ones that you want?
That's a good. I think honestly, I'm starting to realize. I think the image, like the appearance, is one of my issues. I don't know.
Yeah,
The,
so
is
that's
the
what I was getting at. So they're just prettier than the ones that want you.
not just pretty. It's just there's like a character that gets me attracted. You know, like when somebody's just
It's not care.
very conversational and you know.
Okay, so the one who wants you right now, is this someone that you talk to a lot?
Actually, I was talking to her, and then the thing is, when I like somebody, and then someone else is talking to me, I stop to talk to every single person. I focus on one person I like. So this person has been there for a few months, but yeah, I wasn't. I know what happened. So I met her. I thought she looked that way, and then I saw her picture. She looked different. So I'm like, is this the same person? So then I met somebody else, and then I kind of shift my interest toward another person.
Who looked better?
The girl that we just had a whole thing, you know?
No, like they look better. I need you to get
Yes.
very clear. Okay, so
Yeah,
the ones who
yeah.
the ones who
The one
you
I'm talking to right now, yeah,
okay.
she has a better character. I mean, not
You got to
character.
stop saying character because you're about to annoy me. I don't think character
She
matters
looks
that
better.
much.
She looks better.
She
She
looks
looks
better.
better. I
Okay,
guess.
stop
Yeah.
saying character. Okay,
Yeah.
so um, she is more attractive.
To me, I think I find her more attractive physically and all that. Yeah.
Okay, well yeah, I mean rough. This is rough because sounds like you're trying to punch above your weight.
Yeah. So,
Did
and
you?
I just, you know, I try to give it chances and stuff, but I feel like the attraction is also very important, you know. So, yeah.
It is, but it gotta go both ways, though, right? So it's like you got to make sure your looks are tip top, and you're also playing this the worst way possible because you get so invested in these women. And do you see why when I was talking about the whole you like them shit, you don't like them. You're just attracted to them. This even proves it even more. You don't like them. You just find them to be very physically attractive. And then the halo effect takes place and you're like, they have good character. They have this. No, you just are physically attracted to these women.
It's also when we have conversations, because you know, like I don't know if biologically speaking, when there's a warm interaction, you know, there's some hormone that can be released. You know that, right? Like
You're mumbling. I didn't hear anything you just said.
what I'm saying is biologically, right?
Okay.
When two people of opposite sex are talking, they're like a oxytocin hormone that can be released. You know that? This is biologically.
I don't understand what you're saying.
So what I'm saying is, when I talk about liking somebody based off conversation, I think it's biological. Like when you have a great conversation with somebody, the interaction is warm. That can cause someone to like somebody.
No, you're physically attracted to them.
I mean, this is biologically speaking.
No, you gotta stop. That little laugh is pissing me off too. You gotta stop doing that. That is just pissing. Oh my gosh, it's annoying. Listen, you are physically attracted to them. You gotta stop gaslighting yourself until like this. This is not pheromones. Okay, this is not no magical conversation. If it was magically conversational, then you would be attracted to women who don't look that great. You think women who don't look that great also just don't know how to have conversations? See how the logic just was dismantled with one sentence? It don't make any sense anymore. So it was just, oh, when I have a conversation, I fall in love. No. If that was
No,
the
no,
case,
there's no falling in love though. I'm not talking about falling.
but you
Sorry,
get
I
what I'm
just stop
saying.
talking.
Stop hyperfixating on the word choices that I'm using. You get what I'm saying, the point that I'm making. Your point was you can really like somebody biologically because of the conversation that you have with them. Okay, let's stick with that premise. If that premise is true, then you should also be able to fall in love or really like someone who's not that attractive, but they have a great conversational ability. But that's not the case, is it? Because you're not trying to date the women who don't look that great. So we can go ahead and rule that out. That's nonsense. You are physically attracted to them. There's nothing wrong with that. This is not a problem. I'm just trying to clarify it for you so that you can have a better go at things, right? But you have to acknowledge the truth in order to get help. That's what frustrates me with some of y'all is y'all gaslight yourselves because you think you're going to get judged by just saying what the truth is. And this whole game of playing like trying to create this mirage around the connection and label it with the wrong labels is making my job a lot harder because I can't help you if we're not going to say what the truth of the situation is, right? So if you have me convinced that you're just falling for these women because of their conversational ability, I'm gonna give you the wrong advice. I gotta know what the situation is to help you. That goes for everyone
No,
who
no,
calls in.
I understand. That
Okay,
was just a piece, not like
so
all of it.
yeah,
Just
but
a little.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
piece that comes after the fact that you're physically attracted to them. That's all. So the primary thing is the physical. I'm not saying that you're just looking at these women and it's like you're just physically attracted to them. There's nothing else you're attracted to. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you, like most men, are prioritizing the physical attraction first. Then everything else comes after that. But you're misleading when you start using words like character when I ask you why you like this woman. When you know the reason why you like her is because of how she looks. You know that, right? So, given that that's the case, if you're going to be dealing with women who probably if you're going to punch above your weight, which you can, right? You can punch above your weight, but not the way that you're moving. You can't do it the way that you're moving, where you're basically over investing in these women immediately. That's probably the worst thing that you can do. There's a reason why she didn't show up on that date. There's a reason for it. Okay? So you're probably coming across as a little bit too eager. You're coming across like you're already sold on her. And the reason why you're coming across like that is because it's easy for you to be sold on somebody because you're primarily fixated on her looks. So you're like, yes, I'm all for this one. They feel that. They know they haven't done anything to earn your investment. So it's like, it's a turnoff. Because the message that you send the woman is like, okay, so you just would have went for anyone who, any pretty face, essentially. So there's nothing special about me. It's just, if I just put another pretty woman here, you're going to be just as invested in her. See what I'm saying? So you have to look deeper and actually find intangible things that you like about these women, right? Don't be sold on looks. Don't go on a date with a woman and because she's pretty, you're just automatically sold on her. You should still be looking for like, okay, yeah, you have a pretty face, but that's a dime a dozen. Like, let me get to know who you really are. Let me really see who you really are. Okay? Let me find interesting things about you. Right? And then when you genuinely find interesting things about her, it's like, okay, that interest will actually land because it's congruent. Like these pretty women, man, they don't want guys who just go for anything, man. It's not saying you go for anything, but just any pretty face. That's like you have to it comes across like you haven't been here before. Right? You gotta act like you've been here before. Okay? So we can talk more about it, but definitely leave this one alone. Don't talk to this one anymore. All right? And it's okay if you want to punch above your weight, but that's going to require you to play a different game. You can't play this whole like, you come like that's what. And I imagine I've never met you, but I imagine you come home like she's the one, right? First date, you're like you're twirling in the living room and shit. smelling her perfume on your shirt, like, I can't wait to see her again,
I
right?
don't do that.
You gotta that vibe. You gotta kill that vibe. You gotta kill
I
that.
don't do that though. I just give you an example of one of the things that I find is a problem. There's more. So this was just one, like a piece of a cake. I'm
Okay.
not just because of looks. That was just one thing, but it's okay. I understand.
Okay. I'm trying to help you, bro. So I want you to win. Just like when you
No, I
first called in.
understand. I understand.
I want you to win.
I, yeah.
So when you leave this one alone, go back out there. Obviously, you're able to. The good thing is you're able to date women like that. So that means you're not doing. You're making mistakes, sure, but you're not like doing terribly. Or else you wouldn't get the date. You wouldn't get the date at all. So you take this woman. You have multiple dates with her, right? You have like 2 dates.
Like three or
Three.
maybe three.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's very workable, man. That's you make a few more tweaks, you're there. You're golden. Trust me. You make a few more tweaks, you're golden. If you're able to get a woman who's that physically attractive, and you're able to get a number of them, and they see you multiple times, you're not far off. There's just a few more tweaks you have to make, and I think that the biggest one is going to be how invested you are. That's not to say that investment is a bad thing, but you have to look at it as like your investment has to be earned. It has to be genuine, meaning like I will invest more in you when I see reason to. It can't be so easy to win you over. Okay?
Yeah. I get it. I think there's only much we can say online, but you made good points. I would say so.
My man, my man. We'll talk about it more, man. All right?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, Pierre. You take care, man. Y'all be easy on Pierre, man. He's a good dude. Also, if you want your 1 hour coaching call with 2 weeks of DM support, hit this button at the bottom of the page. Shoot me a message. I'll be in touch. Pierre's a good dude. We have to get more data, though, on what he's doing. Have to get more data. But he's not far off. He can go on multiple dates with women who are gorgeous. Then, really, Pierre, if you got that coaching call, you will probably solve this problem. You're someone who probably need a few tweaks. It's not. We don't have to do like deep surgery. There are some people I had to do deep surgery with. Pierre was creepy. He was not creepy. What are you talking about? How was he creepy? Telling you about a date that he went on when somebody stood him up? Don't be weird in the chat. All right? Don't be disrespecting people that call up. Don't do that shit. I don't like that. All right. Let me see here. Ooh, Ariana is in the queue. Ariana, what's going on?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Uh-oh. What's happened? It sounds you got some bad news.
No, I was just listening to the other conversation you just had with that guy. And literally what he was doing is the same thing that guy was doing to me. Because I was like, but why do you like me so much? I just met you once. Like, what makes you so sure? So I keep thinking in my head that this guy just wants to sleep with me. Like, is he just attracted to my beauty? Like, what is the solid thing you like about me? How can you tell me that you feel like I'm the one, like you're just saying too much and it's too early.
Right.
I don't know you.
Right.
It's overwhelming me. And I feel like you just want to hook up right now. Because you're telling me you love me already, and like it's literally day
He's
two.
saying he said he loves you?
No, he didn't say he loves
Okay,
me.
I was about to say.
He talked about, him seeing me as a wife. Yeah.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
A lot of guys have a aesthetic that if you match the aesthetic, it's like, okay, I'll just place you here in this category.
Yeah.
That's more than likely what it is. Because if he is as Like he genuinely was in the process of winning you over, right? When y'all first met. Okay, so that means that he can win over a woman of your caliber. So he's not. It's
Fair.
not like, just because you're attractive, I'm going for you. I think with you it was like you fit a certain aesthetic that he wanted.
Um, he did make it clear that I'm his type, for sure.
Boom. That's it.
But so, you don't know me. I want you to get
Right.
to know who I am. Like, let's spend time together.
I'm with you.
You know?
I'm with you.
That's what is pulling me back. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like I want someone who will love me for me because I'm looking for a husband
Right.
and not a good time.
Right. So has the moment already passed for you to have like met up with him?
I'm gonna see him on Friday.
Okay. All right.
So that's.
Did y'all change? Did y'all change?
Sunday, I'll let you know.
Did y'all change plans?
No. I have a game night invite again, not from him, from another friend I met in Seattle.
Okay.
It's not a guy, it's a girl.
Okay.
I know you giving me the look. So she invited me. I was like, why not? So I'm going there and I'm gonna see him as well. So
Okay.
I'll see how it goes.
Okay. And y'all have seen each other how many times at this point?
We just seen each other once.
Just the once, and he's already saying he sees you as a wife?
Yeah.
It's not looking good, love. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not looking good at all. To be saying that, the 100% is fantasy projecting. Or this is like potentially early love bombing phase. It's not love bombing yet. I'm not saying it's love bombing yet.
It
but
feels like it though, so it's pulling me away. And it's like, why do you like me so much, dude? I don't even know you. Stop.
Right.
And then he says things like, I miss you. Bro, you just saw me once. What are you talking about? What do you miss? You know?
Is this okay?
Like,
now it's getting the love bombing.
Ew.
It's getting love bombing now.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old is he again?
28.
He's 28.
Yeah.
Multi-millionaire.
Wait. He's not 28. I think it's 29 or 30.
29.
Yeah.
Pushing 30. Multi-millionaire.
Uh-huh.
How long has he been
Comes from a very rich family. I'm assuming that's how.
How long has he been single?
How long has he been single?
Uh-huh.
A year, he said. He claims.
A year. Okay. Was he married or something?
No, not at all.
How long was his past relationship? Do you know?
Yeah, I do.
How really good.
He said
That's
2
what I'm
years.
talking about. Ariana's asking the right questions. 2 years. You know why it ended? Might be too early to
he
tell.
said distance, but I don't believe him, to be honest.
Okay.
Apparently, the girl lived in Europe, so that didn't work out for him.
I have less of a read because he's not been single long. I was going to say, why is a man of his caliber single and seemingly so willing to fall in love with somebody? That immediately strikes me as
he likes the way I
awkward.
think, blah, blah, blah.
No, it's too early.
And I'm just like, still, like, I don't get it, you know?
No, I'm telling you, he's giving you the early warning signals.
Okay, so I should just.
These are early warning. But here's the thing, though. Y'all are kind of doing the same thing to one another.
What did I do?
It's less extreme on your end.
Okay.
But I think there's like an avatar that you're looking for a husband, like we talked about in Danny's live. So it's like you're doing like a more watered down version of what he's doing. So like with you, it was like, oh, you're handsome, probably Christian, socially adept, and like successful, so I can build empires with you, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of already mentally slotted him into that category. He's doing the same thing with you. He's just being a bit more heavy-handed with it.
Yeah, I really emphasize on the fact that I'm looking for a long-term partner, like a husband. On the first day we talked, I know that was, but yeah, I like to make it clear, to be fair, because I don't do hookups. I don't do that stuff. So I just like making it clear. And
See,
yeah.
but I still tell y'all not to. The reason why I tell y'all not to do that is the same reason why I tell guys not to do it. Because it automatically puts pressure on the connection. Right? So it's like you can kind of put people on their back foot by just immediately being like, I'm looking for a husband. It's like, oh.
Absolutely, yeah.
But it's different though. With this caveat. When you're dating from the Christian frame and you're doing things like in a traditionally Christian way, it's not that big a deal. Although I would still like Christians, even like devoted Christians are so worldly these days that it's like you still gotta follow the original advice. I think it's just wise to do. Keep your intentions, so your intentions are still there, but
yeah.
it also allows you to see what the other person is actually, who they really are. You set yourself up for the person to pretend.
I hear you.
Right? So it's best to just observe. There's certain things you want to verbally say.
Yeah.
And then there's certain things you want to observe.
So how do I say it in a sense of I don't want to hook up, but not directly say I want a husband?
You don't let the person hook up with you, right? But then also like now the abstaining thing is different. So the abstaining thing I would try to actually find out if they're abstaining. As I told you, and that's what makes the whole Christian frame difficult because so few men abstain.
Yeah.
So few men abstain. So that makes it very hard for Christian women to who are abstaining to find partnership because you're not going to convince a man to abstain. It's possible. It's not impossible. It's just highly unlikely. If you could make a man abstain, you would know it by now. Put it that way. And it depends on the man. So that's something that I also would try to get clarity on before you start, letting people know that. But just let people show you who they are, right?
Yeah.
If this was more of a worldly conversation, I would say that, your question was, well, how do I avoid any kind of hookups or that intention? You just don't let the person hook up with you. That's it. And they'll get the hint, right? I mean, they need your consent unless you're with like a real crazy one. But like, just don't let it happen. That's not necessarily a red flag from a worldly perspective. From a Christian perspective, I can see why that would be a red flag because you would want someone who is not going to, who's going to abstain with you, right? So I can appreciate how difficult it is for you. Like, do you know if he's doing any of that kind of stuff? Has he said that he's abstaining?
No, he's not.
He's not.
Well, I told him that, I told him and he's like, I don't mind, but I at least have to try it before marrying someone.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
So that he's not abstaining.
He said once, and I'm like, dude, there's no way you're gonna try it once with someone and not try it again and again and again. Like, are you crazy?
He like immediately contradicted himself. I don't mind. I mean, as long as you give me a little bit of that.
Yeah, he's like, as long as we try it once, and I know that I enjoy it before putting a ring on your finger.
Right.
Because he's like, it's also something that's very important. Like we need to know if we're sexually attracted to one another in that sense. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But I feel like I'm definitely attracted to him. Besides him coming from a wealthy family and whatever, it's not even that. Like, I'm attracted to him. I like the way he thinks. But the only thing is, I know.
How does he think?
I will be disobedient to God.
Okay, you
because
already
obviously
know.
we might have.
You already know what's going down. At least you're honest, Ariana. That's good. It's
That's
important.
why I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like 40, 60. 60 on the no, 40 on the maybe. Should I?
Oh, well, I'll tell you, it's probably a mistake. He's already love bombing you. That's the tell. That's a big tell. I'm just telling you, man. That's a big tell. Things start off like that, they always crash. When shit
Really?
starts off on a high like that, it always crashes.
I've started on a low and it still crashed. So
Yeah, I mean that's true as well. But it's like this, like the high starts like this is a guarantee. It might as well be the law of gravity. It's 100% gonna crash.
yeah.
So, he's already being like, "I miss you." It's like, y'all met one time. Nah, that ain't gonna work. That's not gonna shake. It ain't even a high probability either. It's 100% guaranteed. I wouldn't like if I wasn't that certain, I wouldn't be talking with any degree of certainty. So, what when you say you like how he thinks though, what is how would you describe how he thinks?
Like, the things I like, just don't be negative. Is very ambitious like me. He doesn't talk about childish things. He's very intellectual, like I am. Um, and yeah, I like that. And he's super funny and goofy, and I'm goofy too.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that as well. I was very comfortable around him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't nervous or anxious.
Right.
Like, his aura and my aura felt right.
all none all the ladies in the trap are betraying you right now. They all think that you ain't going nowhere.
I'm not even reading the chat right now.
Well, just so you know, I'll be the stenographer right now. Yeah, they're all none of them believe what you're saying. They're like, oh, she's definitely just by how you just described him. It's almost like you looked up to the sky and smiled when I asked you what you liked about him, and he started describing his traits. It's like, that's not good. But
Just vibes? Nah, it's not vibes. Trust me. He's a good guy.
well, here's the thing, love. You don't know him yet. I gotta talk to you like I talked to Pierre. Y'all gotta give it. Y'all gotta let the connection breathe.
Right.
Y'all gotta let the
I feel like
connection
it's
breathe.
the chemistry. We have a lot of chemistry.
Chemistry is
it.
great. Okay, let's separate the two. It's chemistry. You don't know this man yet. He don't know you yet. That's the red flag on his end is he don't know you yet. He talking like he know you. So, I'm not telling you not to proceed, but I am telling you that
Yeah.
it's already not looking good. You know I want y'all to be out there married and stuff like that. If this was something that was actually had legs, I would tell you. But him automatically saying that he misses you off of one link and making it seem like he's all about you this early.
Yeah.
It's gonna go bad at some point. You say he a dentist, right?
What?
You say he's a dentist?
He's a dentist?
Yeah. Didn't you say he was a dentist? Like he had dentist practice?
Dentist. Yeah, I didn't hear what you said.
Okay.
He is. He
Yeah,
has a dental clinic.
you might wake up with your molars missing.
Ugh.
When we had that whole side tooth conversation today, you might,
No, seriously. You're right. I just feel like every time the other guy I was talking to was good too, but no chemistry. I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing this. So I ended that.
Right.
And now here this comes. There's so much chemistry, but it's like I'm questioning if he just wants me because I'm good looking or if it's genuine.
Well, there's no need to question it. That's 100% what the situation is. There's no need to question it. And what you're discovering is what a lot of people discover is there's just not that many people on the earth that are going to be good matches for you. That's the sobering truth. There's just not that many people, especially if you're a high vibrational person and you like really know yourself. You have a high degree of self awareness. For like NPCs, they can kind of link with anybody because they're barely sentient, so they can just, they just connect with somebody and get into a relationship, right? It's probably why it was easier to get in a relationship when you were younger. You probably just fell into one. Why? It's like neither one of you know yourselves. You're not even thinking about compatibility. It's all vibes. It's all vibes, right? You start doing some self work, have a higher degree of self awareness, know yourself at a deeper level. it's going to be like you're going to learn that there's just not that many people you can work with. There just isn't.
But I'm not trying to get to 32 with no husband.
I
I'm
got
28.
you, but you know the way that you increase the odds of that happening is if you don't end things when you know that they should be ended, and you entertain them longer than they need to be. But I'm just telling you from my professional opinion, someone already coming out the gate swinging like this, what you will want is just somebody who wants to see you again. That's it. Like I want to see you again. I don't know why people gotta be weird with this shit. It's I enjoyed you. Can we see each other again? That's it. We not throwing all this. I miss you. I can see you as a wife. Why are we being so heavy handed with this shit? So that's the red flag here. That's the red flag here is the heavy handedness, and it tells me that he's seriously fantasy projecting, and that this shit's gonna go south once the high goes away.
Right. Gotcha.
So anyway, I say all that to say, tell me how the date goes.
No, I think it's not going to be a date anymore. I'm probably going to end it in person.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, though, for your honesty. I will indeed consider, not even consider, I'll do it. I'll stop wasting my time and move on to the next and meet someone else at that event I'm going to.
There you go. You're going to find somebody, love. Don't worry about it. You got a lot going for you. It's just we're just applying the tweaks. That's all. Just course correcting.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen for you though. I'm sure of it. All right.
I appreciate you.
All right. Bye. We got to hook up Ariana and Danny. We got to make that happen. Can we make that happen? Can we make a Danny and Ariana? Danny, you got to add 3 more zeros to your income though. Your annual income. At least 3 more. And you gotta stop wearing graphic tees. Danny, you still here? You gotta stop wearing graphic tees. You gotta stop wearing the graphic tees with like the pulled collar. You gotta stop doing that. No, Danny, no. Alright? That's time I see that, no. That's Danny's next level. Danny's next level, he's already leaning out. And Danny got a good game. His next level though is his style. We got to get him out of them Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirts. I was gonna say Danny looks best in collared shirts. We get Danny in some good garb. Over for it. Danny, come with me to Banana Republic. I'm gonna come to Charlotte. We're gonna take you to Banana Republic. Where else? Y'all got a Zara in Charlotte, right? We're gonna hit Zara. Where else we gonna hit? Is there a Uniqlo there? Yeah, Uniqlo there. I don't know. Put you on some good material, man. Elevate it a little bit, and you're gonna be hitting a whole nother. You might turn Ariana down at that point. You might say, Ariana, I appreciate it, love, but tranquilo. Hold your horses. You don't know who you're talking to. It's Big Danny. Big Danny on the ones and twos. What you talking about? What are you talking about? Huh? I'm not just a goer. I got options. All right. How do you pronounce that? Kings? I just got some shoes from them. From white joints. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly though. I'm fairly new to that brand. Linen season. I just got some linen. Eva, what we talking about? Some pants I just got put onto the French tuck. I ain't know nothing about the French tuck. I'm new to the Frenchie. A little friend. Who know about the French tuck? My guys in the chat. Who's rocking the French tuck this spring and summer season? I wake up excited to tuck my shit in the front. Wake up excited to tuck my shit. Huh? Right in the front. That's it. Chill out, Hannah. All right, Danny, did you request? And turn your camera on so we can see that shirt. Turn the camera on, Danny. What's going on?
What's up?
Let me see the shirt. Let me see the fit.
Dragging my name through the mud.
Let me see the fit.
Bro, I'm in bed.
You know,
Huh?
I like my clean clothes when I'm home. Okay, I garb up when I'm outside. I'm not outside when I'm streaming.
Did y'all hold on, chat? Did y'all peep? Did y'all peep? Had the camera off. Now we all know Danny here. Danny turned that camera on immediately. Danny had that
Can't be
camera
coming at me
off.
like that.
Danny had that camera
Like,
off
it's okay.
immediately. That's the next step, brother. But to be fair, I haven't seen you like really step out. I only see you at the crib, so I could be having a false impression.
I think the most I've dressed up when I came on here was after one of my events. I think that's when I first told you my story with the person I was seeing.
Right.
I had my button up in the forest green.
Okay.
Had the chain on.
What's your your colors?
Mm-hmm.
What's your
I
colors?
am a deep winter, so dark
Okay.
green, dark
Hey,
blues.
you passed the test. You passed the test. You know what you're talking about. All right, my man. We've only seen Danny at home, so that was not
Don't
a
see me when
fair.
I'm comfortable. You see me when I'm comfortable. There's a trust.
We see him when he's eating his butter pecan ice cream.
Yeah, you get to see me. Yes. You get to see me in the pickle Rick pajamas. You know.
Right. Okay. Now I'm gonna like take an intentional look and see. Cause I was gonna put that on like a leg of the coaching, like the 10K offer when I was like gonna launch that for like wealthier people. Like, yo, fly me out. We'll go.
Mm-hmm.
You seen the movie Crazy Stupid Love with Ryan Gosling and Steve Carell?
Yeah.
Where like Ryan Gosling like takes Steve Carell under his wing and then they go like just get him like new fits. I'm like, I could do that. That could just be some shit that I do with my coaching.
I just hopped out the shower, but I got a fresh cut too.
You got a fresh
Keep
cut?
it grilled.
Hey, we on the same cycle.
Yeah.
We done
gotta keep
synced.
it cleaned up.
We done synced our cycles like the ladies do. I just got my shit lined up. You feel me?
Yeah, our barbers are synced up.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. But yeah, man, that style part is
Very
important.
important when you're outside. Very important when you're outside, for
Right.
sure.
It's the style. Are you still leaning down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still working on. I was just doing meal prep yesterday.
Nice.
That's what I was streaming. I was just hopping on the hop on.
Uh-huh.
But getting a little more organized with that. Now that I'm about to get busier, I need to actually get more organized instead of kind of going through it, because I've done enough calorie counting to kind of do it in my head, but
Right.
this will make it easier so I don't get lazy on certain days and just pick up some food.
Gotcha. How far are you off from your goal?
Weight wise, I'm fluctuating like a mofo, but I am starting to see leaning out. Like I'm seeing like striations kind of coming through the muscles.
All right.
So I'm leaning down for sure. Not on the scale, but like in the clothes.
Yeah.
And the appearance. So,
And the graphic tees.
and the graphic tees.
So
yeah.
You can tell in the graphic
Yeah.
tees they're kind of hanging off you a little better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the tummy isn't popping out.
Okay. Yeah. So you're already optimizing then. I spoke too soon.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Yeah, he's
What
already
kind of
optimizing.
spirit would I be if I wasn't?
I just wanted to make sure, man. I don't know if I ever put any of that kind of stuff in the course. I ain't looked at the course so long. I don't know if I talked about style at all.
Yeah, that's something I worked on before. So I was almost 300 pounds for
Right.
context. Anyone
Right.
that's new to the chat. I've come down into the low 220s. During that time is when I started to work on color theory. I would just go to thrift shops, get some decent clothes, style it up, combo it,
Right.
and work through that way.
Right.
I think I was already addressing the low-hanging fruits. What I really needed to work on, and I started working on it before I met you, is really working on essentially the mid to long-term game, retaining your connections and also being more discerning, picking the right people to pursue.
Right.
So that's kind of where I kind of started to struggle more so in my dating life.
I mean, yeah, that's playing the game on hard mode.
Mm-hmm.
That's playing the game on hard mode, especially nowadays. It's like that just really boils down to just not, getting into like a Pierre mode like 4 days in.
Right.
That's should henceforth be known as the Pierre phase. When you start professing your love and trying to make things serious, you have entered
That's
into the Pierre phase.
the first 2 weeks. Ready to put a rock on it.
So it's like yeah, you gotta like just kind of hold off on that a little bit. That's like the biggest shift because these dynamics always shift, right? They don't stay the same. Like the underlying principles stay the same, but like culture impacts things, and you just gotta be mindful about it. So culture right now is like from a dating perspective, you gotta really slow it down. You gotta do the opposite, unless you're gonna go the love bombing route, which that's the toxic approach. But
Yeah.
you gotta slow it
Honestly,
down, brother.
I feel like it helps to almost just sit in that casual phase until she shows like she's ready to give this thing meaning. Just stay in the pocket, be consistent. Plan the dates, lead, do the correct masculine things, but really kind of let her lean in on that meaning part before you dive
Oh,
into.
I don't even. I've changed my opinion on that. I don't even think like showing the signs is even a good indicator. I'm thinking if she don't flat out, the conventional wisdom has always been wait until shorty flat out asks for
Yeah.
it, right? Or it's like more like direct.
Mm-hmm.
I and my coach had a different perspective, which was, as you said, stay in the pocket, observe her when she starts showcasing signs that she wants something serious, like extending the time that y'all are dealing with each other, um, asking questions like what are we, right? You know what I'm talking about, just like
Yeah.
little sign
Yeah.
indications that she's like looking at the connection differently. That's the perfect time, like
Yeah.
if you time it correctly, you can like just seamlessly, transition to a relationship. I was saying that for like a year. And then I was like, shit don't work like that. It probably does work on like a subset of women, but I think the women that works on is rare.
Yeah.
Most of these women out here are playing defense, they got walls up.
Yeah.
And
Nervous system in the air fryer for sure. For
right,
a lot of
you
them.
gotta like nowadays, man, with all these people, women dysregulated, men too. Like it's not just a women thing. But like with all these people out here, like nervous system dysregulated in the dating market, you gotta really just like chill out, wait until she asks for it. Um, it ain't the most romantic thing in the world, right?
Mm,
But it's like so many will run the moment you start trying to put that serious thing on them.
yeah.
If they not like almost sure they want it,
Yeah. I've had some. I know last year I had one. All I said is, I think we went on six-ish dates, about a month and a half seeing each other. And all I said is, I like how things are going between us, how we've been pacing this.
they'll
And this
run
came
from
after
that.
she made, yeah, like
They'll
even
run
that.
from that, bro.
Mhm.
You even talk about next time we should, even saying some
Yeah,
shit like next time with some women,
yeah.
that's enough to get them to get the fuck up out of there. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Now, those women typically have like very significant attachment issues. So we're not saying
Mhm.
that's just the general population. But
You need enough of them, they start to fry
it
your
can
nervous
get
system because you're like,
that
oh,
bad, bro. It can really get that bad where it's like you show any indication, you really got to stay in the moment. Don't be planning.
mhm. Yeah,
Like just to play it safe, you really got to be like, I'm right here right now because you don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring.
yeah.
And it's like, it's yeah. And it don't matter how like intelligent she is. Like I've dealt with some intelligent women, bro. It don't when they get to romance women. I don't care how smart she is. She get goofy. She get goofy. She can run a Fortune 500 company. When you get
Yeah,
romantic though, she gets goofy.
yeah, just
They
blue
can't.
screen it back.
Yeah, it's a different thing. It's hard for them to navigate. But
Mm-hmm.
again, it's maybe I'll change my opinions again in the future. It depends on what my
Mm-hmm.
experiences are like. But just based on my personal experience and also the people that I coach, I'm like, man, you probably just want to wait until Shorty is just like We doing this or what? Oh, thank God. I was waiting for you to ask.
Yeah.
I was ready
Yeah.
2 months ago. Okay, you already made it. All right, you caught up. Let's do it.
Right.
Let's lock in.
Yeah. With this last one, she was like, if we're going to continue to do this, I would like something more serious. And I was like, oh, I thought you'd never ask in the back of my head. But I was like, oh, yeah, we should probably talk about that. In my head, I was like, I thought you'd never fucking asked.
right.
For 8 months.
You know what's funny? I always say like the first woman that I dated when I got single was like, I could have worked with her for real, but she also, it was an Ethiopian woman. She also had like the vaginismus. Here's the funny thing, so she had vaginismus. So I'm over here. I gotta heave ho. I gotta take like a big ass log to get into the cooch because it's like the shit is just hermetically sealed. You know what I mean? Hermetically sealed. You need to know occult practices. The stars gotta align. You know what I mean? Jupiter gotta be in Pisces for the cooch to open.
You need a whole ass farmer's jack.
Exactly. I'm in the bitch trying to get the face ID. I'm like, I was in here before. Does it recognize me? Hand me my shades. I think I was wearing shades last time. Get the face ID popping.
Factor authentication.
Bro, but the funny thing is, she tried to like force exclusivity by like cutting off Smets, and like she would try to like tease me and be like, not until we're exclusive. I'm like, beloved, you're using the wrong bargaining chip. I can't get in there. What are we doing? What are we doing? Did you think this through?
That level's still locked.
You were there with me because it's yours. You should know.
Mm-hmm.
You should know the experience we've been having. So it's like, what? This is the worst way to try to get me to lock in. You're just reminding me. Oh, so
I have a story for you. I don't know if I could talk about it in the chat here.
Is it a vaginismus story?
It's a oh, you know what? It's a vaginismus.
Am I pronouncing that correctly? So many women didn't know what that was.
So, real quick before I get into the story, vaginismus, for anyone that's out of the loop here, it's when the muscles in the vagina contract to a point where it doesn't, like you can't put your penis in it.
I had to get a running start.
Mm-hmm.
Let's open up the bedroom door. I'm gonna go in the other room. I'm gonna sprint, and hopefully the force gets me up in there. But continue your explanation, Danny.
So I was having intercourse with someone one time.
Whoa!
And we were looking at it.
You really went there. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There was one part where it slipped out. So I was like, okay, I'll put it back in. Locked up immediately. Like I couldn't get back in.
It's like you forgot your wristband at the club. I swear I was in here. I promise you. You can see the tan line. Keep going.
Yeah. So I think I learned that can actually be triggered if with prolonged intimacy. Trying to be careful what words I use because we are on TikTok.
Right.
We do love the TikTok shop, guys. We love shopping there. And we love celebrities. They never do anything wrong.
Right.
But yeah, I learned like, oh, that shit can just activate like whenever. You're like,
I didn't know it could activate like that.
Yeah. It shocked me. I was like, what the hell? Like
I wonder if you can get trapped up in there. You think?
I have heard
like it's a Chinese finger trap.
Yes, I have heard you can get stuck in those situations.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine getting stuck?
Ambulance stories where people they're stuck, they can't come out, so they gotta take like muscle.
Huh. I'm like struggling to see if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm trying to think. It sounds like a good problem to have. I've never experienced that though.
A blessing and a curse.
Huh? It's a blessing and a curse. So you gotta wait until your blood flow like normalizes, so you can get up out of there.
Well, I think what happens is if it squeezes hard enough, it cuts circulation. So
so it stays.
It's like they have to call paramedics.
So it's like if a ring gets too tight on your finger.
Mm-hmm.
How your shit's swollen. Whoa, that's unfortunate. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've only had that experience once.
It's in the muscles. It's in the muscle contraction. In there because the vagina is technically very elastic. and those muscles kind of help, especially with the opening part.
Okay, Danny, that's enough.
I can
Danny,
get into it. That's
Danny, the
probably
gynecologist in the
spectrum I
building.
yeah,
The
we're getting to Danny
gynecologist.
talk.
Anyway, so how do we even get on that subject? How do we even get there? No, I've only had that experience once, and I was like, wow, I didn't know that was a thing. But yeah, it's definitely a thing. But oh yeah, that's what we're talking about, commitment. Yeah, that was her way of trying to like.
Trying to be chill.
That was her way of trying to get me
doing
to
this for
commit.
science.
Yeah, that was what we're trying to get. Eva, chill out. That was what we're trying to get me to commit. But yes, I would say that things have gotten worse even since then. It's crazy. It seems like it gets worse year after year.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been single? Chat, how long have y'all been single? Put how long you've been single in the chat so I can get an assessment.
So, my last relationship was around the end of college. So, technical, like, talked about boyfriend, girlfriend. Well, actually, no. If you want to count this one 8-month stunt, because we did talk about exclusivity, agreed to it.
Okay.
That one, I guess, technically, like, a month ago.
Uh-huh.
But before that one, maybe like a solid 8-ish years. But the caveat, the reason I had such a big gap is in my 20s, I made the mistake that some young men make, where I assumed I needed to be at a certain place in my life before I'd be able to date successfully.
Gotcha.
So I focused on a lot of that. So
Okay.
by the time I was 27, I like bought this house and I started living here. Then I was like, okay, now I'm in a good place to date. And then I started to learn all the things I needed to date. So I kind of started from like as an adult, in college, high school stuff. I started around 27-ish.
Okay.
That was like me getting started. So
okay. So for people who've been single for 2 or more years, have y'all had the experience of things getting worse year after year? That's also a question for you too, Danny. Has that been your experience?
Yeah, absolutely.
In what way?
It has been getting harder. It's harder or worse. It's hard to say what exactly. My dog. Hard to say exactly what's happening. But yeah, harder for sure.
Yeah. Eva, the question was, if you've been single for 2 or more years, have you had the experience that is the dating market is getting worse year after year? Like it's just declining. It's like qualitatively. Yes, I would say for sure. Like I've been single for a little over 3 years. Each year, it's worse. And I'm like, huh? What is going on? Why is it getting worse?
Like I feel like last year there was one connection, and it felt like it was like we liked each other, we got along well, our values were aligned, and it's one of those things like if we just keep seeing each other, this will probably be a relationship. Like there wasn't anything that stood out that was really wrong, and then it just ended abruptly, and it's like I feel like maybe a decade ago that would just be like the norm for dating, right? Like you would just see someone, and if all those things aligned, you were in a good place to just get into a relationship. But it feels like, kind of like you said, I feel like a lot of people's nervous systems are just air fried these days. So that's probably why it's so hard to get into something relationally. Kind of depends. I have to caveat, I had to work a lot on my anxious attachment too. So I'm not going to pretend that like I've been doing everything perfectly fine this last 7 years. So.
Yeah, it's not like one single variable either. I see people like listing out potential things, but it's not one single variable.
Right.
Social media definitely contributes to it. The podcasts are contributing to it. Dating apps are contributing to it, but dating apps have been here for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
People dating multiple people is a big one as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one. People don't call that out. Everybody wants to do it.
Yeah, everyone everyone thinks they're...
Yeah, everybody wants to have a roster. Everybody wants to date multiple people, so they don't call that out as being a problem. It is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, as a man, men pick up on the fact you dating other people, even though, like, I saw a guy on Twitter, on TikTok, he was basically saying, like, it's so trippy to date nowadays because you just got to pretend like you don't know sure you're dating other people.
Yeah.
You got to pretend like you don't know. But it's like, when we get, like, solidified evidence, it's like, you kind of naturally lose, what did Pierre say, biologically? You kind of just naturally lose interest a little bit. Even if you don't want to, it's like, I don't like that.
Yeah, because if you're at the top of the roster, you see how she behaves and moves around to bullshit the other guys, and if you're lower on the roster, you get all the bullshit that he goes through, so she can make time for the guys at the top of the roster and stuff like that. But I don't know.
Regardless, it just decreases safety.
Yeah,
No matter how you slice it, it decreases safety. So it's like it makes people lean out of the connection. So a guy notices that you're dealing with other people. It makes him feel less safe in the connection. So he's like, nah, no, thank you. I'm out. I'm out. I'm good. And that's almost one reason. Like, there's also like the general disgust that a lot of men have knowing that you're dealing with other men, right? Because then the assumption is, are you sleeping with these guys as well? Like, no. I'll be telling them, like, I've shifted my perspective a lot, and I'm going to continue doing that because I'm going to give y'all the most up-to-date information that I have. When I first started doing these lives, Eva would tell you, I was for, like, okay, yeah, date multiple people. I told Eva to do it. I don't think it's a good strategy nowadays. I think that look at what is normal. Okay, the dating culture sucks, right? The behavior that we are engaging in is creating the dating culture. So whatever behavior is normalized is causing things to be so bad.
Right.
So whatever is normalized, don't do that.
Yeah.
Just don't do the things that are normalized. Everybody else go left, you go right. Right? So rosters are normalized. Everybody wants to have multiple people. So it's like, all right, well then, like me, that's like, you have to take the freedoms away. The freedoms are what's fucking people up. Having the roster is based on freedom. Dating people from anywhere on the planet is based on freedom, right? You have too many. Humans don't operate well when you have like no constraints. Like the highway needs speed limits.
Yeah,
it needs speed limits. If there was no speed limits on the highway, you would crash your vehicle immediately, right? You'll get an accident immediately. You have to, when you were a kid, your mother didn't let you eat dessert before dinner. Why? You got to put constraints on people for their own good. And as an adult, you have to parent yourself. So you have to be the mother or father that's saying like no dessert before dinner. And in the romantic context, the no dessert before dinner is get off dating apps. Stop dating multiple people simultaneously. Right? That's the constraint that I put on myself one at a time. One at a time. You got to put these constraints on yourself so you can protect yourself from yourself.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you don't have any kind of constraints, then that's something, chat, y'all should think about that. Also, if you want to talk about it more, schedule your 1 hour coaching call. Hit this button at the bottom of the screen, shoot me a message, and I'll be in touch. But comes with 2 weeks of DM support, by the way. But y'all should know what kind of constraints y'all are putting on yourselves. If you don't have any constraints you're putting on yourself, that's content. Remind me of that. That's I haven't heard anybody articulate that. There's no kind of constraints you're putting on yourself. It's not gonna work. It's probably not gonna work. Like you should know what constraints you're actively putting in your dating process.
Yeah.
If you're just doing any and everything, like abstaining is a constraint, right? What constraints are you putting on your dating strategy? If you don't have any constraints, if you're just like, well, I'll do anything, then
yeah, you're just kind of fumbling around, the dating pool, which is already inherently chaotic right now, and that's not going to get you anywhere, at least anywhere you want to be. It's going to get your ass kicked for sure, but it's not going to get you happy.
Right. It's not. I'll tell women like not to date multiple people, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
because I always know you do, and because I mean, people, men and women do the same thing. Like you end up just letting some shit slip. It's like, okay, I told you that,
Yeah.
didn't I? No, you didn't tell me that. We've actually never talked about that before. Now I know you think you told me that because you remember saying it in a romantic context. You're just conflating the men that you've said it to.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm turned off, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. So, um, that's just what it is, man. It's just a situation. But yeah, we gotta like again. You gotta have some kind of constraints. You just gotta have some kind of constraints. If you don't have any constraints, you're just not gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
And I would also say with that, try to be a satisfizer, not a maximizer. Remember, there's two types of people: maximizers and satisficers. Okay, maximizers and satisficers. Maximizers try to get the best possible option. Best possible option. Satisficers go with, to them, good enough is perfect. Meaning, if they find someone who kind of meets the standards that they set for themselves, they'll be happy with that person. They'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I can choose that person. I do that on myself, bro. I've had that conversation. Remember that one time I dated like a woman who I would consider to be a muse. She
Mm-hmm.
wasn't perfect. She had her flaws, right? That's why we ultimately ended.
Yeah.
And you gotta take the good with the bad. But I asked myself, like, the way I felt with this person, do I need that? I would be a maximizer if I was like kind of operating in that way. Maximizers, it's like a poor strategy, bro. You're unlikely going to get like the best you possibly can. And a lot of people hold out for that. Hold out for like, okay, maybe something better is coming. It's like, that's always kind of true. You know?
Yeah. And they forget to account that that person has to like you back.
Right. They have to, I mean, hopefully they're not a maximizer as well because it's unlikely both of you are the best both of you can do.
Right.
Women hate that because women, for whatever reason, they have this. It's always interesting to me what resonates with one gender but not the other. Women have this big thing about settling for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And settling, like, I understand, but like, for some of them, anything is settling, right? It's like, if I don't get my
Mm-hmm.
perfect outcome and I'm settling, I'm like, that's not what
Yeah.
settling is. That's not what settling is.
Right.
You can't look at a compromise as like settling, because like some of them will be like, well, I'll just be by myself. I'm like, well, then that's also settling then, because settling is just a suboptimal outcome that you didn't want
Right.
to happen. So if you're by yourself and you don't want to be, you know, you're still settling. You're just settling in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a trigger for them. That concept of settling.
Yeah. I need to work on having a better understanding of it, but I do feel like sometimes there's a lot of social pressure within, like, from like other women and other social communities with like women where it's like, and maybe this is more on the internet, but it does seem like a lot of the behaviors and suggestions kind of reflect around like what they think other women like or what other women are optimizing for.
Right.
I guess it's kind of the same with fashion trends or anything.
Right.
It's just like almost like a competition. It's almost competitive.
It's just status games.
Yeah.
It's just status games. And once you like kind of understand that, you see it with such clarity that it's like annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I can almost like pick out immediately when a woman is like really saying something that is her true opinion, or if she's just saying what she thinks she's supposed to say, or saying something just for other women to like, you know, do the, you know what I mean, performing for the imaginary audience.
Mm-hmm.
It's like half these 50-50 conversations are like that.
Yeah.
Half of these, like some women really don't rock with that shit, and there's others like they just feel like they're supposed to say it. And they want to create this image like they would never go for it. But if you look at their real life, Shorty paid for the last date she went on.
Right.
It's like it's just goofy shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's just goofy shit. Oh, the Descender of Men is another one. That's a funny one.
there's that. I think it's kind of been bouncing around TikTok a little bit. I think there was one of those like anti-men content creators that's like, don't marry a man, yada
She
yada.
got
She
engaged.
recently got married
Right.
and announced, and like her followers are like, I ended my marriage because of you, or like I got rid of my fiance because of you, and they're like, what do you mean you got? What do you mean you're getting married?
You
And
can't
we're
even
getting
get
into a
you can't
relationship.
even get mad at her for that. Like if you're ending your marriage because a woman on social media told you to just don't get married, you're a goofball, bro.
Right, they're
You're a
absolutely
goofball.
goofballs for that. I think it's like crazy.
Right.
They're in shambles because their internet idol is not who they thought they were. And
It's the
there's
grift.
stuff for the red pillars too, for sure. There's plenty of those red pill guys you see in the goofy ass situations where like the quote unquote alpha man or male wouldn't be in if they were actually like a high value man, you know.
I hate the red pill shit, bro. They gotta be the most miserable existence. I tweeted that when I was still active on Twitter. I was like, can you imagine just complaining about women all day?
Mm-hmm.
That's your job. Your job is to put a microphone and just complain about women all day. Not to say some of the stuff you're saying is wrong. No, there's definitely shitty things women do, shitty things men do. So like, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying like to have that be your job.
Mm-hmm.
Just complaining all day. I'm like, that's the lamest shit ever, bro. Oh my god, people can't see themselves. It's ridiculous.
I don't know how you can get on a mic every single day of your life and ask strippers to name like 3 countries and pretend that like that's some significant point to be made.
Right.
I don't understand it.
And you know what? It's such a clusterfuck because it's like these men try to promote like traditional masculinity, but then those OF models get up there for publicity.
Yeah.
So you're like a podcast like traditional masculinity, anti-corn, and then your platform and corn stars who are only getting up there because they know your audience is going to watch their, subscribe to their OF.
Right.
It's goofy, bro.
They do the same thing. Like I think a lot of people want to have this autonomous role in their relationships, while like they want the opposite sex to be in a very specific box in terms of what role they provide or they show up as.
Right.
For sure. You
Right.
know, you get the regulars that like they might be like Christian or Muslim, but they absolutely don't behave as like men of God. But then they'll like expect women to be like of a certain demeanor or like a certain body count or be like a trad wife. And then you get the other side too, where like you get a lot of women that want to do whatever they want.
My coach has always said that like the men who are obsessive over purity are projecting, and they're trying to get a clean woman to clean them up because they're so dirty that they need purity so that they feel like their sins have been absolved. I always thought it was an interesting insight. Not like the 20-year-old who just is parroting what he's heard people say. Right. But like we're talking like the 25, 30, 35, 40 who's still talking about fucking virgin. It's like, bro, what are we talking about? That's like the goofiest shit ever. Because it's like you probably wouldn't like a virgin, to be honest with you. And 2, one who is that old, you was before your time. There was a virgin called in on the show. And
I remember, I think.
Yeah, I made a video about it. She was like in her 30s. I think she was engaged. And she wasn't waiting for marriage. She was waiting to want to do it.
Right. It's like I've seen a few of the calls here, and I've certainly dated women of all kinds of experience, and the difference is stark. The difference is stark. Like women that have like a lot less, I guess, quote unquote experience, like low or no body counts. Sometimes it feels like you're dating the walls of Jericho when it comes to that stuff.
Right.
And that's not even just like with sexual intimacy. It could be with like other forms of closeness too. Like they just don't know what they're doing or what they're comfortable with.
Right.
And you get nervous wreck, and you're like,
yeah, a lot of them are very neurotic, which is the reason why they're so pure. That's the intention matters. I always say, try to get to the why behind something. It's gonna give you a lot more data. You can have a woman who's like pure in that sense, and it's like a really good thing because she had certain values that she was raised by, and she really buys into them, and it's like, okay, good. Then you have the other one who's just terrified.
Mm-hmm.
That's not so good. You're gonna have a hard time with her, right? And you're also probably going to learn that some of the ones who were pure like that, they don't have a high sex drive at all, which is why they were able to hold out like that. And you marry them, and you're like, yeah, trying to get it in. She's like, actually, don't feel like it. Actually, never really feel like it, to be honest with you. Like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, you didn't consider that, did you, idiot? There's other variables you have to consider, right?
Vaginismus stays on.
Vaginismus stays on. Permanismus. Oh my god, that was quite. Cause bro, she was. Never mind. I'm not going into it. I was gonna go in like deeper detail. I'm not gonna do it. But yeah.
Keeps it squeezed.
Right. I said, this is a permanent Kegel. This is a permanent Kegel. All right. So got like Ronnie Coleman like holding the lips together.
She practices. She just crushes cans every day with it.
Did you have a Gorilla Glue accident in this bitch? Did you fall into a vat of Gorilla Glue? Hey, you didn't tell me about this? Anyway. So what are we talking about? Maybe we gotta stop talking about vaginismus. I've brought this up at least 4 or 5 times in this live. It's such a trippy experience. But yeah, man, it's like you gotta know. I remember there was some pressure just requested the shooters.
You want to talk there? No. I can hop off. I'm about to go to bed.
No, I'm telling the shooters to do their thing. I'm not getting active. That's my shooters. Y'all go ahead and do y'all thing. But yeah, there was one woman I went to high school with who I don't know her like that, but I know people who know her. My ex knew her. And she's like 30 something, still got the V card, rocking it.
Damn.
And I think she rocks it with pride. And I'm like, maybe that's warranted. Could be, depending on her why. I don't know what her why is. But I can say, you get into like 30, he's older than me, so he's like 36, 37. When you getting up there, it's like, I think something else.
Harder.
Yeah, I think something else is going on at that point.
Yeah.
I think something else is at play. This isn't just like, you're trying to be one of the good ones. I think you just probably don't have much interest.
Not interest or just a lot of discomfort around it.
Mm-hmm. I've told people like you don't even have to ask like body count stuff. Just look at the comfort level.
Yeah.
Like you're not get a number, but you get clean data.
Yeah.
Because people go ahead.
Even like how you flirt, like depending on what you flirt about, like what they receive well.
Right.
As long as, granted, if they're into you, of course. If they're not into you,
right.
It's not. But if you know they're into you, and what you flirt about or what you can flirt about, even if you use like subtext, like you can tell what they kind of pull away from or what they lean into or what they
just pattern recognition and just inferring. Like I told people like with the whole like sexual compatibility, I'm like kissing tells you a lot about sexual compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a 1-to-1 match. It's not that clean, but it's close. It's close. When you're kissing with someone, you probably have, and y'all enjoy that, you're probably gonna have some degree of sexual chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
You're already in tune. So it's like you can just look at that as a gauge, and assume there's no vaginismus at play. It's your go.
No.
Now, can you imagine vaginismus on your wedding night? You done this thing.
We've been engaged for 4 years.
You're like, I didn't know these were the pearly gates. What is going on?
What else must I do to consummate this?
Yeah, that's horrific. But yeah, man. Anyway, it's rough out. I'm gonna go catch it from what guys say. See, as a woman, you can't really depend on what guys say because guys say a lot to get access. You know how many women that I know who are not funny at all who tell me they're funny because men have told them they're funny.
Guys will say a lot to get the cheeks, for sure.
I know a lot of women who have zero self-awareness because they took a lot of their feedback from what men told them. And like that's not the right audience, beloved. That's the wrong audience if you want like clarity.
True.
Because I know I've been let out a few ha-has for some shit that wasn't funny at all. Ah, I got tears in my eyes.
I can't breathe.
Mm-hmm. Y'all seen that video with what was it called? What's Shorty's name? She used to date Blueface. What's her name? The one to be fighting with Missing Tooth. Jesus Christ! Someone please just tell me the name in the chat. Krishan Rock. Thank you, Hannah. Have y'all seen the video where she was like rapping on like it was like a podcast or a radio show, and the host was like, "Damn, Shorty, you got me over here crying." Like she was making it seem like what she was rapping. First song ever made, by the way. He was acting like the lyrics in that song moved him to tears. It's like, damn, Shorty, you got me over here crying. That y'all have been subjected to that same type of energy. That performative nature to get some degree of access. Some guys are just really heavy-handed with it.
This is so true. Can't say I've been provoked, but I've certainly laughed at jokes that I did not think were funny.
I've definitely laughed. I'm not going so far as like to give you an attribute, but like you're so S. When I say that kind of stuff, I'm always genuine with it. I've definitely laughed at some corny shit though. I've laughed at some corny shit. You know, the beautiful women be the ones that do they'll be the ones that like do the most like corny shit. Cause they just have beautiful women are not living it. They're not living in reality.
No.
And I empathize with them because how could they? They're not living in reality, bro. You know how many beautiful, like, okay, do this test. I want you, when y'all get off this live, type in like the law of attraction. Type in like the law of attraction or anything like that. I bet money the woman talking about it is drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah. Always a baddie. There's always a baddie that's like the big influencers with that stuff.
You don't see the overweight, you know what I mean? The woman without the good facial features. You don't see her talking about law of attraction.
You never see a girl that's actually funny talking about the law of attraction.
You see beautiful women because the way their life has gone, it's like the law of attraction is real. Like, yeah, somebody just gave me this car. You just have to think good thoughts and everything falls into place. It's like, yeah, I think that's just your reality. Hold on. Hannah said something. We push y'all ego. Yeah, y'all not as good with it because you're not as heavily incentivized. It's not a 1-to-1 match. It happens, but it's like you may be incentivized if like you have like a provider, if that's the dynamic, and the man's giving you money and you're trying to boost his ego to get his money. Okay, fair point. I'm not that though. You're not about to get me like that. But it's not the equivalent to men trying to get some yams. It's not the equivalent at all. And it's also in one contest. You probably mean like sexually. I'm talking about like in all ways. Shorty with bad amusement. She cooked me some salmon. Shit was disgusting. I said, you know what? This shit is so good. I'm gonna save it for later.
Yeah.
It's so delicious. I can't possibly eat it all right now. You know, you read a good book and the book is so good. It's so filled with wisdom. Every page or two, you got to put it down and take a step back from it. That's your salmon. Your salmon is so good. I took 2 bites. I can't possibly eat any more of this delicious ass fish. I need to pack it up.
So good, I stopped breathing.
And take it with me. Really, it was disgusting. It was not good. I don't know what she seasoned that shit with. Couldn't have been Old Bay. Couldn't have been Old Bay. I don't know what she put on that. I seen the shit put Old Bay seasoning in lasagna. I think I deleted her contact while she was doing that goofy shit. I said, what you got
You smelled it. You just knew that.
I said, what you got the Old Bay? What's the Old Bay for? What you...
Why are you putting broccoli in it?
I'm like, you goofball. There's pictures of Mr. Krabs on this shit. If you didn't read what it's for, like, it's the images tell you what this is. Why are you putting that in lasagna?
Why are there carrots in the lasagna?
Anyway, so I don't know. She knows a secret. She made it with love.
Is that book, The Secret?
She made it with love. No, all I tasted was hate. All I tasted was hatred. You must hate me. Old Bay and some lasagna. Okay. But yeah, bro. It's getting weird out here. It's getting spooky. But I need you to let me know as things progress with whatever kind of connection you get. Because I need one of my guys in the chat to go ahead and get locked down, man. I have clients who have entered relationships.
Yeah.
But
I will say I have like 1 more month of school left. And once I'm done with that, I'll have a lot more time to be outside. So once that rolls around, I'll probably be ready to connect again. So
okay.
I'll put myself back out there.
Cool.
You know.
Keep me posted, brother.
Will do.
All right, big dog.
Appreciate you letting me come up here, defend my name.
Yeah.
Going after my graphic tees.
Had to.
Sorry, my t-shirts have flavor, okay?
All right, big dog. Until next time, man.
All right.
My boy D Money. All right, y'all got any kind of last minute questions to ask in the chat before I get out of here? Before I skedaddle, I got a Dubai chocolate cupcake I'm about to put. It's about to get real intimate in here. Y'all had those Dubai chocolate cupcakes from Sam's Club? Pressure. I'm gonna turn the lights off for that bitch. Light a candle. Would that be on YouTube? I should, huh? Put on some Keith Sweat in this bitch. Seeing a man 3 months, met my family, treats me as a girlfriend, presents me as a girlfriend. We see each other every weekend. Yeah, he hasn't actually asked me to be his girlfriend. Okay. He hasn't asked you. Are y'all long distance? Or is he local? I had a woman who I was coaching. She updated me because she was in a similar situation. I told her what to do, and now he's leaning a lot further into the connection. She just updated me recently. It was like, yeah, I don't really got to call him like that anymore. He just reaches out. So if you want coaching, 1 hour coaching call, hit this button, bottom of the screen with the arrow inside the dialogue box, and I'll be in touch. Shoot me over a message. Everything is great, but I want that title. He's 45, 50 minutes away, which is why we see Friday, Saturday only. Okay. Okay. Are the women really listening to the advice? They are, Subi, to be honest. I think it's because it's paid. It's hard to pay and then not take the advice. So that wall of paying, it makes all the difference. He's very communicative and consistent. Okay. Sounds like he might be moving slow for some reason. Have y'all progressed? How long ago did you meet his folks? Was that relatively recent? Did you make him a lasagna? Right. Yeah, I'm about to, Subi. I've been waiting for the response, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and dip out. He recently, my parents haven't met his mom. I have asked him, and he just said soon. Hmm. Okay. I kind of would need more details. So call back in when I go live at noon tomorrow and call in so we can talk about it. But based on what I know so far, I would say probably give it another month. And you're just looking for a progression. You're not looking for him to actually ask you to be a girlfriend. You're looking for some degree of a progression. So it could be me, his mother, or something like that. But stop asking for it. This might be a time for you to like kind of pull your energy back a bit. We'll talk about it a little bit later. Again, if y'all want coaching, shoot me a DM. I got a cupcake to eat. If you're new here, make sure to follow. I'll be live again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So come back. All right. Appreciate the moms. Appreciate the chat. I will see you all tomorrow.